welcome to my short clipped podcast. Today I'm here with my mom Danielle and then my stepdad Dean. And today we are going to be doing an overview on my essay topic, if suffering is necessary for personal growth. So I want to start with you, Dean. Dean, now I know you have thoughts on this issue. Can you just share your overview if suffering is necessary for personal growth?
Sure. I think suffering doesn't necessarily, just because you suffer doesn't mean you're going to grow. But I think that there's no bigger motivator for growth than suffering or pain and suffering.
Right.
It's human nature to move away from pain.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. So I think people will do anything to reduce their pain and suffering.
Yeah.
There's a flip side to it though, like if you're where you're at, your pain and suffering, because growth is hard. Growth,
yeah.
Change is hard. It can be difficult. It can be painful in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So the pain and suffering that you're experiencing has to be greater than the pain and suffering of the growth.
Right.
Right? Does that make sense?
That makes
sense,
yeah.
What I think, because if you start you're changing, you're growing, and you encounter pain and suffering,
mm-hmm.
in your changing and growing, it's human nature to move away from that too.
Right.
So if you're going to move away from that and go back to something that's even more painful, it makes sense to stick with the growth. And so I think it's just kind of human nature to move away from whatever pain is stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. My opinion on the point of suffering being necessary for personal growth has always been the same, due to the fact that it's all part of life's journey, right?
Yeah.
So I absolutely understand that. Alrighty, now I want to go into you, Mom. So I know this might be a hard topic, but your brother was killed when you were young. How did that situation shape you? Did you find that served some growth in any way?
Yes, so I was 18. I just turned 18 when my brother passed away, and he was 15. I was a new adult coming into adulthood and moving out of the house, and so I was trying to figure out the beginnings of life myself, and his death was a really traumatic experience for our entire family.
Right.
And it just changed our lives forever. So I carried a lot of anger. I had a lot of sadness, remorse that I had to work through. Grief isn't something that disappears. It's something that you have to learn how to live with for the rest of your life. And watching my mom handle such a devastating loss with so much grace and resilience really showed me what it looks like what strength looks like, to how it looks whenever you're in the middle of such heartbreak.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Do you by any chance have an example of how it benefited you personally?
Yeah. So it forced me to confront like really difficult emotions, and eventually I had to learn how to forgive, and which can be really difficult to do. Forgiveness isn't something that just comes naturally. You have to dig deep to do it, especially when you have such deep emotional pain. It also reminded me of how precious life is, and how we take advantage of that. And so things can change very quickly, and it brought a new perspective to my life and a deeper appreciation for life's beauty.
Right. Yeah. And beauty came from it, right? You had my brother.
I did. He's handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I put in my notes that it's no coincidence that the world has all these sayings that reinforce the topic of needing suffering to have growth, such as no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain, can't make an omelet without breaking eggs, and takes pressure to make diamonds.
Yeah.
So, in the immortal words of Kelly Clarkson, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Thank you guys for listening.